My name is Bill Fisher. This demo covers character illustration using Adobe Animate. Okay, you see that I have my sketch in here, and I put that on a layer called Sketch, locked it, and it's in line with all the other layers that I'm creating for this scene. Let's make a new layer. And let's start with the head. I will put a keyframe right here because I want to draw in line with the rest of the keyframes. And let's get the oval tool. We'll set the line to black and the fill to none. I'm going to set the stroke to 2. There are 2 ways we can draw this oval. One, as a grouped object. When I do that, I get a blue box around it. That means I can draw other objects on top of it and select each object separately. I can also draw it as an ungrouped object, and that way I can start manipulating it immediately, but if I draw another object on top of it, they will be combined. Select it, the transform tool, and get it lined up. I can use the arrow keys, which I'm clicking right now. I'm going to get my selector tool, double click on that line to make sure I have it, and I'm going to group. It's very important to group these objects at this point so that we can draw overlapping objects and select them separately. The next thing I'm going to create is this hair. I'm going to enlarge that so I can get a good look at it. Then I will choose the pen tool and draw this. You can see I'm using as few points as I can. I'm getting it roughed in with just a few points. Now I'm going to fix it up. I'm going to turn off this sketch and just work my way around and see if I can improve these shapes. After adjusting the points, I end up with a shape that I think is going to work well. Let's make these little stray feathers over here. I'm going to do that by making some straight lines that I can just start with. And I will connect them so that I can fill them later. I'm going to select my selection tool and make sure that these lines are lined up pretty well. Then I can simply bend them like this, grab this corner, and I've got a couple of cute little stray feathers. Now I want to combine these shapes and this shape. So I'm going to ungroup the oval, and now they're all kind of together. I could get rid of this line. I don't think I want it. I think I will get the eraser, set it to 10, and I can erase some of these lines. That I don't want. And some of the remaining ones I will be able to just choose and delete. And that looks pretty good. Okay, let's fill this head with some color. I'll choose the paint bucket tool. I want to choose close large gaps. That means I don't necessarily have to have all my gaps perfectly between my line ends. Let's get a color from the swatches. I think I'm going to choose this color and fill. Looks like I'm going to need to get this area separately. If I wanted to change the line color, I can get the ink bottle tool, choose a different color, and then select these lines, and you see it changes the line colors. I'm going to leave them black. I might want to let this little hairdo move independently of the head. So what I'm going to do is select it, double click the line. You can see I have all of it. So then I'm going to modify and group it. If I want to fill this shape, I can double click on the group, and then using the paintbrush, I can choose a swatch and paint bucket that right in. I don't want a line around this shape, so I will double click on the line and delete it. To get back out of the group, I can simply follow the breadcrumbs and go back into the scene. When I clicked out of the group, the color changed. That's because of this paper texture layer. It's affecting the color. What I'm going to do is move the head above it, and I think I'll make sure all of my characters are above that paper texture so that I can preserve the colors, and it will help them to pop out off of the background as well. If I want to change the color or the thickness of a line, I can go to Properties, choose a new color, and choose a new stroke. If I want to change the fill, I can also go to Properties and I can change the fill. Let's put some shading on this head. I'll do that using the paintbrush tool. I'm going to make the size of the brush quite large. Choose a color from the swatches, and then I'm going to select the head. Select back on the brush, and right here I can say Paint Selection. That way the brush will only affect the selected area. Now I can make some adjustments to that shading. I'll use my points tool, get rid of all the extra points that I really don't need, and very quickly make a very nice, smooth shading line. This head is going to be part of a puppet, so I'm going to want it to be able to be rotated and manipulated as a unit. So I will grab my selection tool, select the head, go to Modify, and I'm going to convert it to a symbol. Every piece of the puzzle will be a graphic symbol. I will call the symbol the head. It's a really good idea to have the symbol name match the layer name. I'm going to get my transform tool, and I'll move the center point of this symbol down where that head would typically rotate. This graphic symbol is now ready to be part of a larger puppet. Well, that wraps up the demo for today. Thanks for watching.